guys? Hope y'all are having a great day out there. Guys, we're getting ready to head down to the hobby shop and we're picking up a new toy. Can you guess what it is? I'll give you 5 seconds to drop something in the comments. 2, 3, 4, 5. What do you think it is, guys? Let's go down and check it out. See what this thing's all about. Let's get the show on the road. Well, this is unfortunate. A garbage truck has broke down at the entrance of my plan here. Just my luck, I'm held up by a garbage truck. All right, we made it down to play things, etc. What's it gonna be? All right, well, we picked out the color. We got it in the back seat here. I'm not gonna show you just yet. I'm sure you guys know what it is anyway, but let's get this thing out of the box and have some fun and check this thing out a little bit. That's right, guys. We picked up the new Traxxas Sledge. As you can probably tell from the thumbnail. Not much to really keep in there, right? But guys, you know, when these things were first coming out, and you know, over the last couple weeks, all of us, I'm sure, has been seeing all the trash talk back and forth between Traxxas and Arma, and Traxxas stole, you know, the Arma design and all this stuff. And I want to check this thing out, see what it looks like under the hood, compare it side by side with the Creighton, and guys, I don't care what it looks like. I just want to go out and have some fun with this thing. And if this thing's fun and put a smile on your face, that's what it's all about. This is the one we got. I picked up the orange one, or whatever it's called, the orange burst. I forget what it's called. But we're going to get this thing out of the box, check this thing out, and see what it looks like, guys. So stay tuned, everybody. So real quickly, on the outside of the box here, we got the VLX system for the 6S with a 2000 kV motor. It says a large battery tray, which I'm curious to see if I can fit any of my 6S lipos in there, because I've had a bunch of them go bad recently, and I'm hoping that the ones I have will fit in here, because that could be part of my issue right now with running this. And the weather outside has been not cooperating very nice. It's been sprinkling and raining on and off, so we'll see what happens here. But anyway, the differentials are engineered for 6S power. See how those things hold up. I did see some stuff that they were larger than the Creighton, so I'm curious to see what those are like. Torque biasing center drive, clipless body mounting, and the aluminum shocks. And these look like the shocks that are from like the Max here. They looked very similar when I first took a glance at them, so we'll see what they look like. But guys, I was messing around with one of these real quickly that they had out of the box down there. The body design is pretty cool, and I'll show you that. But the clipless design, as long as it doesn't go flying off or coming off too easy, it is super easy to get it off. But enough yakking, let's get this thing out of the box. All right, well, first things first, we got to get the plastic off the body. And guys, I hadn't seen this orange and black one in real. I didn't even take this one out of the box, but I am really digging this orange and black. But back here, we got these two little clips. Body slides forward, and there she is, guys. Man, that body shell just looks awesome. I mean, I gotta say, they did a really nice job on this body. And there's lots of reinforcement underneath, you know, protective rails to kind of help cushion the body. We'll be doing some Flex Seal tape or something like that in here on the rest of it. But these are the little clips. You reach underneath the body and you pull outwards on them towards the outside of it, and they unsnap from the little retainers in the back here. It's kind of a really cool design, honestly. And what's nice about it is that the body shell has to slide forward. You know, normally the cars, on most of them, they clip into the front. And then when you take a hard impact, it shoots that body forward, and your body goes flying off. However, this has to slide honestly, so naturally, when it takes an impact, it's just pushing it on there even tighter. You know, not keeping it going on. That's all you got to do. Slide that thing on and push down, and bam, the body's locked on. But guys, this thing looks pretty wicked, I gotta say. You guys know I love my Armas. I mean, I have mostly all Armas. I love them. You know, there's a Traxxas out there that's fun and you can take a good beating. You know, I enjoy it. I don't care what the brand is. And guys, I gotta give them props. I mean, the car is really wicked looking. And dude, I just love this black and orange and white. I mean, orange is my favorite color, so it was kind of perfect. But let's get the body off this thing and check out the inside. Real quickly, as far as what you get in the box, you obviously get your TQ transmitter and a little bag of goodies. There's some foam cushion stuff in here, a tire wrench, and it looks like 2 or 3 Allens, and some stickers and some window decals. Not sure what the window decals are for exactly, unless you want to be able to paint maybe a clear body. Have to check that out. But anyway, guys, You know, looking at this thing, when I first started looking at this thing down at the hobby shop, I mean, I'm just being honest. There is nothing about this car that looks like an Arma. I mean, the wings are slightly similar. Yes, it's a truggy design. But, I mean, you look underneath the hood of this thing, and there's nothing in here that looks like an Arma. I mean, they definitely went and did their own thing, and time will tell how it holds up and how rugged this thing is, and, you know, if there's any issues going on with it. The only thing I'm a little bit questionable about are these tie rod links, the fact that they're not adjustable, and they're all one solid piece. Y'all know how I felt about that with the Traxxas Max. They had the same kind of design on this thing, and I changed those out to theirs, and of course they charged me whatever it was, like 50 bucks for a set of the aluminum tie rods that you could actually replace the ends on. So not real thrilled, but these are pretty beefy. I mean, these are way thicker than your normal tie rod links, so maybe they will hold up well. Again, time will tell. But I think we should, we'll go over a couple other little things here. I mean, the center brace is definitely quite stout. Really liking the design on it. I mean, it seems pretty nice. I mean, they got, not only do they have the center brace, they have the normal front and rear tie brace that come down to the center of the chassis, but they also have these dual braces that come down from the back shock tower that come down and lock into the chassis. Again, see how all this stuff holds up. The motor design and the motor mount, really like the motor design. And as long as this thing works the way it's supposed to, and over time doesn't create any kind of weird play, you know, it's locking the entire motor in place. It's not just on one point on the end here. You know, it's tying the whole entire motor together and keeping it locked on, not allowing that motor to slap off of the chassis, which we've all seen recently with the Outcast and stuff. You know, that's what shears the motor caps off and, you know, kills the motor. So see how that works out. They got the Traxxas 2275 servo in these things. And lots of aluminum goodies. You know, all the steering linkage in the front's all aluminum. Obviously, all of the shock towers, aluminum shocks. The center drive shafts on this thing are very similar to like what they use. I forget what they call them exactly, but they're the CVD style center drive shafts in this thing. The rear is considerably longer than the front, but this is the whole body mounting design. This is where the back clips snap into the rear end of this thing, and definitely locks in there pretty nice. They also put on rear mud guards, which was kind of cool, the thing that they did. And one thing I noticed while we were down at the hobby shop, checking out the one they had, is that they put these caps, these covers, over top of the A-arms. Now, I guess what this does is help rigid up the A-arms, creating that so that they don't twist, giving a little bit more strength in there. Never seen anyone do that before, at least that I'm aware of. But the bottom of the chassis, I really dig the anodized blue chassis. I know M2C Racing is already working on a chassis for this thing because, as a couple guys I've seen, they have bent the chassis on these. So I'm sure it won't take too long before I do that. But we're going to go ahead and have some fun with it no matter what. Skid guards on the front and rear, real nice and heavy. Lots of points of contact. So I think this truck is going to be a lot of fun, to be honest with you. Unfortunately, I got to do some cutting and soldering here and get rid of these Traxxas connectors because I don't have a single Traxxas battery. And that's going to be the next thing I'm going to do here real quick, is see what batteries fit in this thing. So I'm going to take a breath and see what batteries we got in this thing. All right, well, I'm actually pretty surprised on what will fit in this battery box. Two 5200 milliamp 3S LiPos will not fit in there. They are too thick. The battery box will not close. However, the battery I didn't think would fit was my 6000 milliamp 120C 6S LiPo. Fits in there just beautifully. I was really honestly surprised. It's got to go in there sideways like that, but she does fit in there. And guys, I really like this battery tray. And I know this is one of Trevor's favorites on the X-Max, is how easy these are to snap in and out. And then down here, there is a cotter key that's in that bag that you can snap in the ends here to make sure that this battery tray does not open. They pop right in that little hole right there. But also, my Huvo 6000 milliamp 60C battery also fits in here. So guys, I do have batteries. So you know what that means? It is time to void the Traxxas warranty and put on my EC5 and get this thing on a single battery, because I'm never going to run this thing on dual batteries. I don't on any of my Success cars. So I'm going to get this soldered up on there real quick, and we're going to get a battery in this thing. And the sun has came out a little bit more out there, so I think we might take us for a little rip around the parking lot and see what she's like. So in between soldering here, one other thing I was mentioning, and I was looking at down at the hobby shop, is the way that they bonded these tires. And I have to say, I mean, again, time will tell, but the gluing that they did on these, I mean, there's like actually some hazing around the corners of the rims, and it seems like they actually glued these tires on really well. I was told that they were using a different glue or a different technique to bond these tires so that they don't come off. So hopefully they do. I mean, they look like they are glued on there quite well. Also, they do have aluminum front and rear hinge pin braces on these things. So it looks like it should be a pretty stout car. But I'm going to get the negative soldered up here now, and we're going to get ready to rip this thing, have some fun with it. All right, well, we got all the battery connections all soldered up and ready to go. Now, I was talking about all the things I like about the truck, and I've just been kind of looking some stuff over, and some of the things I quickly already pointed out to the tie rod links. I don't like that they're one piece. The other thing that's really goofy and kind of stupid, and that they also give you, it's a plastic tool, is the fact that you cannot fit a standard 17 millimeter socket in these rims. They do not go in. They will not fit. So you have to use and carry their little goofy proprietary hex, wrench. Now, obviously, you can go with different wheels and get away from that, but see how these tires hold up. But the tires are vented. They seem like they're pretty nice tires, so you have to work around or figure out that, or unfortunately have to carry this thing around with you. But I'm going to go over all the screws on this thing on the bottom of the chassis and make sure everything is tight. Chuck some batteries in the transmitter. We're going to go give this thing a little rip around the back lot here. All right, I think she's all ready to rip. Get the transmitter on. Got the battery connected up. We got lights. We got steering. And I don't want to hit this too hard. Looks like we got power. She is ready to rip, guys. Let's go give it a rip around and see. All stock gearing, everything. I got like emotionally charged Success LiPo in this thing. I got another one on charge, but we're gonna go out, just give this thing a little rip around real quick and see how she handles. All right, she's ready to go. Everything seems to be working normal. See how this thing controls. Steer's really nice. I definitely don't think that this battery is charged up fully. Can't wait to take this thing down to the motocross track, or the BMX track, for that matter. Oh man, I thought I was taking out the wall. All right, well, decided to bust out the ramp here for a second. Let's give it a few jumps, a few smaller jumps, obviously, because I don't really have the space in here. I'm not about to just try to land it on its first maiden voyage on the concrete too much. I know, not like me, but we'll see what the control is like on this thing in the air. That one felt really good. I mean, obviously this is a small little 15-20 foot little jumps, but she handles nice, very controllable. I really want to just hit this thing full bore is what I want to do right now, but guys, she's jumping pretty nice. Flies very flat, very level. Feels pretty good. Tracks very nice and straight too. All right, well, this isn't a real good test. I mean, only jumping at 5-8 feet in the air, and 20 feet isn't nothing. But I just wanted to kind of get a little feel on what it was like in the air. And so far, it feels like the correction is very nice, very easy to correct. I think we're gonna have some fun with this thing, guys. Sorry, I'm kind of splicing this little piece in here. This is after I was all done. But guys, this thing doesn't handle, it doesn't drive anything like a Creighton. I mean, it honestly handles really nice. I mean, the steering and everything is on point on this thing. Like I said, we'll see the durability. It handles nice. It felt pretty good out there on the smaller jumps. Again, we will see how it does on the big jumps and the durability and how she continues to hold up. But definitely like the look of this thing. A few little weird things like the wheel nuts I don't like, but every car has their little minor things that, you know, the weird ways that they did stuff, and that's just stuff that you work around or deal with. But I think we're gonna have some fun with this thing for sure, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. All right, I almost forgot. I had to get a thumbnail before it got too dirty. I mean, this thing handles great. I mean, oh yeah. I think it's definitely going to need some gearing from the stock, I think. Throw a couple teeth on here. And it should probably... Guys, I kind of like the way that the power is delivered on this thing, honestly. It's not too crazy. Man, when you get on that trigger, I mean, it's just, that back end just squats down and really hooks up. Well, I think we're definitely going to have some fun with this thing here in the future, guys. It seems like a pretty fun car. It handles nice. So only time will tell on the durability and all that. But guys, I have to reiterate this. You know, there was so much arguments and fights going on online over this thing, saying that ARRMA needs to sue Traxxas and blah, 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 blah. Guys, it's a truggy. It's kind of hard to not have a similar look. And I'm sorry, but you look under the hood of this thing and the inside of it, there is nothing, and I mean nothing, that I can really see about this car that looks like an ARRMA. Guys, you guys know I love my ARRMAs, and I'm all about the ARRMAs, and hell, I barely like Traxxas. But there's nothing about this thing that looks like an ARRMA. It does handle nice. It feels pretty good. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait to give this thing some good sends and see what the durability is like on this thing. But I think we're going to call that a day on this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. There'll be lots more to come from this thing, and we'll see how she continues to hold up and see if she lives up towards the ARRMA standards, you know. But that's going to do it. So until next time, y'all be safe. Be careful out there. Peace out, everybody.